Empty room. One chair. They take your phone at the door. No book, no music, no window, nothing on the walls. 15 minutes alone with your own head. Oh, and there's a button on the table. It gives you a small electric shock. Everyone there had already said they'd pay never to feel it again. Timothy Wilson, a psychologist at the University of Virginia, ran that room 11 times. 67% of the men pressed the button. A quarter of the women did too. One man pressed it 190 times. Published in Science 2014. So we'll pay to be shocked rather than sit still with ourselves. And then we wonder why we're exhausted by Wednesday. You're running out of something every day. It is not time, and it is not sleep. Look, you don't have an attitude problem. You have a budget. Call it 5 chips a day. 5 things you can properly give a damn about. Somebody cuts you off at the corner, -1. A message in the family group with a tone you can hear, -1. A stranger online, wrong about something you'll never touch, -1. A headline about a country you'll never visit, -1. Then somebody at home asks you to play, and you're at 0. It was never that you didn't care, you'd already spent it. And you started the day short. 2 researchers at Harvard, Matthew Killingsworth and Daniel Gilbert, went and pinged 2,000 people at random moments. Almost 47% of our waking hours go somewhere else entirely, so half your attention is spent somewhere else entirely, on things that aren't happening. I've spent 3 of those before 9 in the morning. Somebody wrote the manual for this. Mark Manson, a blogger who spent years answering strangers' emails about their messy lives, published it with HarperCollins in 2016. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a... Yeah, you know how the title ends. #1 on the New York Times list, 1 million copies in 10 months, and almost everybody read it backwards. They read it as instructions. Care about nothing, get harder. On his own website, he says the opposite, in plain words. The point is, learning to care about the few things that actually matter. Which makes this a spending question. 5 chips either way, different names on them. So why not spend the lot on feeling good? A psychologist out at Berkeley put that to the test. Iris Mouse took that in 2011. The women who valued happiness most reported less of it. And the timing is the strange part. It showed up in the calm stretches, low stress, nothing wrong. When there's nothing left to blame, you start checking the reading. Am I enjoying this enough? Should this feel better? Her second study found the machinery. People got disappointed with their own feelings. You spend the chips watching yourself have a nice time, then there aren't any left to have one. Alan Watts, the philosopher, called this the backwards law. Mouse measured it, which is harder and far less quotable. Everything you choose to care about arrives with a bill attached. Not once, monthly, in installments. Manson tells this one on himself. He spent his teens and his 20s imagining himself on a stage. Then he asked a better question, and the fantasy fell apart. He didn't want to be a musician. He wanted to have been one. He wasn't willing to practice daily, or hunt for a band, or carry amplifiers out of a bar at 3 in the morning. He wanted the trophy. He didn't want the invoice. I've got one of those. Mine was a guitar that lived under a bed for 6 years. 6 years of dust. 0 songs. So, first exercise. Ask what pain you're willing to hold every week. Goal on the left. The weekly bill on the right, in hours. If you won't pay that bill, it wasn't a value. It was a daydream with a nice poster. Some bills you never signed for, and they still come out. 1983. Metallica throw out their guitarist, Dave Mustaine, before the first record. He starts Megadeth. platinum albums, 20 years of touring. Then, the 13th of September, 2001, a hotel room, a camera running, Lars Ulrich of Metallica across from him. And he says the firing ruined his life, that he always felt second. 18 years of the same direct debit on a metric he picked at 21. Now the other one, same event, the 16th of August, 1962. The Beatles fire their drummer, Pete Best. A year later, he's loading bread onto delivery vans for £8 a week. He finishes as head of training at the Liverpool Employment Office. That same year, he marries Kathy, who he met at one of the band's early shows, and they're still married. 2 daughters, 4 grandchildren. So he accepted it and moved on. No, that's far too clean. It cost him years, and some of them were very dark. He changed the metric, and that isn't small. Okay, so is any of this real? Or is it just a bloke with a good title? Brett Ford and Iris Mouse put that question to hundreds of adults, then came back 6 months later. The ones who accept their own bad feelings without fighting them had fewer bad feelings 6 months later. Accepting the discomfort plus acting on values you chose. That has a clinical name: acceptance and commitment therapy. A review pooled 39 randomized trials, almost 2,000 patients. Solid effect, and it held up against real treatment, not just waiting lists. Honest note, I'm not here to sell you a book. Not every page of that thing is this solid. It generalizes, but the 2 legs we're standing on have trials underneath them. And going harder on yourself isn't the upgrade either. Then someone went looking for the opposite. Kristin Neff found self-compassion holds steadier than self-esteem. Third exercise, 2 minutes. Manson stole this from his school maths teacher, a man called Mr. Packwood. Stuck on a problem? Don't sit there thinking about it, start working it badly, and the right ideas turn up. Which flips the order you were taught. Inspiration, then motivation, then action. Action goes first, and it manufactures the other 2. 2 minutes on the thing you've been avoiding. That is it. That is the entire thing. And yes, it is annoying that it works. Then 1 filter for the big decisions. Philip Cozzolino and his team tested this in 2004 with raffle tickets. Death in the abstract made the greedy ones grab more tickets. Asked instead to imagine 1 concrete death, their own, in detail, they took fewer. So the 10-second version. Is this going on the bill for my life? Most of what eats your day answers that immediately. The answer is no. 3 researchers went looking for the happiest people they could find. In the 70s, 3 researchers did something nobody had done. They tracked down 22 big lottery winners and 22 ordinary neighbors. The winners weren't happier. You've heard that part. The second finding is the one nobody repeats. They got much less pleasure out of everyday things. Talking with a friend, breakfast, a magazine. The jackpot raised the floor, and it broke everything small. 1978, still the argument of this channel. Life gets paid in small amounts, every day. Go and get that card deck, link below. 5 values, written by hand, in order. Because your 5 chips are getting spent today either way. The only thing you choose is which bill turns up. And you don't make that choice once, on some big Sunday night. You make it in tiny amounts. At the corner, in the group chat, at the door when somebody asks you to play. That empty room from the beginning is only unbearable when there's nothing inside it that you picked yourself. So pick 5, pay those, and let the rest of it go past you, unpurchased.